Oh my God. Oh,
I know. I like the fact that it happened so fast. It happened so fast. It's crazy.
and then now here we are.
I know. So much blood.
I honestly I've never seen that much blood. Like, and I love movies with blood.
Mm-hmm. It was like it was like the opening scene from Blade. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know,
Or the
meets.
lawnmower scene in Dead Alive.
Yes. But the Blade scene ported the Dead Alive scene, and they were like they had a tryst, and that tryst turned into a baby. And when that baby came out, it was like, God, what's the best way to equate what that was like? It was like
Like, in did you see The
it was like
Substance?
No, yes, but it was less that. Well, that was the placenta. The baby coming out was more like Anna Laurie's head in
Final
Final
Destination.
Destination.
Okay, I'm gonna throw up really quick.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show.
How you doing, man? You're in Montana. What time is it in Montana? August?
It is August in Montana. We are 1 hour ahead of
Oh,
the
1 hour
Pacific
ahead. Oh, that's
time.
not so bad. So you're 10 o'clock.
We're
It's 10 o'clock.
Yes, we're in the glorious mountain time zone, squeezed, nestled in between the Pacific time zone and the Central time zone. Mountain time zone is the often forgot time zone, I feel.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't get it. Like, I don't know where time zones end and begin. I just know that there's some parts of the world that are a little, you go to the UK, you're 10 hours ahead.
This one's a little bit more that way, and
This
this one's a little bit more that way.
Yeah, yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
the reason why we're listening to some 1930s jazz, I don't know if you're hearing it, if you're hearing the 1930s jazz.
I am hearing the 19th.
The reason why we're listening to 1930s jazz is because I myself, Steve Zaragoza, I went to the Queen Mary for the first time in my life yesterday.
Oh, because yeah, you live in Long Beach now. That's not
Hmm.
giving too much away. They're not going to
Hmm.
find you if I say
Hmm.
that. And it's
Hmm.
right next to the Queen Mary. I have done it
Hmm.
before, and it's a good little night's jaunt.
It's awesome. It's so awesome. We actually did a daytime one, which is like probably a bit different than the nighttime one. Just be,
So
just
cool.
because it's just because in at the nighttime it's a little creepier, I'm sure.
Imagine if, for those wondering, this was a big ass boat. Uh, Imagine the Titanic if it didn't sink and you got to go on it.
Yeah, dude,
That's what the Queen Mary is.
that's exactly what it is. And I learned so much about it, and I fucking loved every second of it, dude. I loved every second of it. We so my girlfriend's dad is staying with us just for like the weekend.
Mhm.
And he's awesome. He's a great guy. We chum around, we pal around, we all smoke weed together, and it's
Do
real
you have a
fun.
secret handshake with him yet? Because that'd be cool.
Oh man, we got to work on that. Yeah. The secret handshake is me dodging his fists from the things I do with his daughter.
Almost got me, sir.
Gotta be quicker than that. You gotta get up earlier in the morning if you want to
Punch
best
me when I'm
old
asleep.
old sleepy Steve. I,
Imagine punching somebody asleep.
dude, Joe. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but have you heard of, or seen Bring Her Back?
Oh, that's the one. That's the new one from the
Those
Aussie boys.
Australian
Yeah.
broys, yeah.
I didn't see it, and I didn't run to the theater despite liking Talk to Me. I did
Yeah.
not run to the theater to see this because I saw many a negative review.
Well, I didn't run to the theater because like what I had heard about it mostly was that it's a big bummer of a movie. Is that it's
Oh,
just
it just depresses you.
it's depressing and like it's not like it doesn't have a happy ending, but I don't want to I don't want to spoil, but I
It's
will.
you. It
I'll
sounds like you
say.
already did.
I mean, yeah. I'll just say that there is a punch while someone's sleeping. that it was the most upsetting thing I think I've seen in a movie in a long time.
Like imagine how upset you have to be with someone.
Yeah,
Just them peacefully slumbering.
dude,
And
yeah, it's fucked up. It's a fucked up moment.
it's so
Anyone who's seen it
shitty.
might know. Yeah.
Their
Well,
face is extra droopy because their muscles.
right, you're just fully and you're just in the only comfort you get out of your whole day is you're dead asleep and you get to actually tune out
Imagine
evil
getting
of the
it.
world.
Imagine the worst you've ever woken up just from a bad dream or a sound, and you're just like so out of it. Just like, oh. It takes you 10 minutes to realize that like your girlfriend just said, "Hey, Steve, wake up," and you're like, ah,
Dude, this is
ah.
but the thing is like there's got to be some like I never watched that Bam Margera shit. I didn't want what was that show with Bam Margera?
Jackass.
No,
You didn't watch?
not
Oh,
I didn't watch Jackass and I didn't watch the one with his family. Like
okay. So you're talking about the one where Bam and Jared just like
fucked with
destroyed
his
his
dad
family
and
all the
stuff.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm certain they did a Punch Awake.
yeah. No, they did. They did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What? It's out there somewhere.
your family's telling you to shut up.
Like, be quiet. We don't care about your feelings.
But dude,
Provide for us. Make us eat.
yeah. But go see. You should see. I enjoyed Bring Her Back, but I didn't like it nearly as much as Talk to Me.
I mean, these two Aussie boys, Rick Araka, they incredibly talented, passionate, just follow what they think creativity is, which I've always
Yeah,
appreciated from
yeah,
their early YouTube stuff, which is just insanity. I can't wait till they make a movie based off of the vibe that they used to make online, which was just like over the top action. And
yeah.
that's what I thought Street Fighter might have been if they went that route. It
Dude,
sounds like
that's what that it bums me out. They're not doing that anymore.
yeah. I think it bums one of them out too. I saw an interview where the guy was like, I don't know if it goes to bed, and the other guy's like, I really want to do it.
It's
I
so
want to
funny
do it.
because the people, Capcom was probably like, absolutely not. Like, this can't be a violent, fucked up movie. This has to be like that you could bring the family because we sell these video games to kids.
Yeah, that's probably true. But
But,
yeah,
but
talented filmmakers, talented dudes.
they should just go like, okay, well, we can't do a family friendly, or we can't do a more adult gritty Street Fighter, but there is another fighting game that lends to violent grittiness that is maybe as popular that they could tackle.
And they were like, but we already gave it away in post production.
I guess that's true, huh? But they could just make a million fucking Mortal Kombat movies, and if they did one that was like crazy violent, fucked up, that'd be awesome.
Been hearing that the new one they've been doing test audiences to like actual Mortal Kombat fans. People are over the moon.
Really? Because that first one wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Wasn't
Right?
bad, wasn't great. New character
great.
was stupid, and
Yeah.
you could tell they were like there were some budgetary concerns. But when it came to like fatalities, when it came to fatalities and stuff,
You're like a Swedish newscaster saying that there were fatalities in the in an accent. That would have made
it was
fatality.
the blood was everywhere. There were many fatalities and stuff. It
Wait,
was like that scene from the Final Destination when the girls had to go poop.
dude, Anna told me some fun stuff about that, about how like they had like a prosthetic. They built her face out of like a crushable thing with like a fake skull under it and stuff, and like
I'm
things.
sure she's tired of talking about it, but we should bring her on. I would
Dude,
love to
she
pick
would
her
love to
brain.
do it. Yeah,
Love
and
to pick
dude,
her brain on it.
the director too, Adam Stein. He directed Nerd Court, which was that show where I met Malcolm Barrett and worked with Mike Falzone.
Oh wow,
Yeah, and
he did a great job with the film.
I know, and it's like it fits right in with with all the rest of them, and it likely is the best of all of them. Like I mean, they're all good in their own
They're
way,
all
even though
good.
they're bad, but.
It's
This
just
one was
fun.
the funniest. It was like the fun, like you actually like genuinely were laughing at the jokes that they like landed a lot of jokes in that.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I actually, so I'm on vacation in Montana. We can talk about that further if you want. But one of the other things that I did here was I've been trying to entertain my son. And for whatever reason, in Columbia Falls, Montana, up in this tiny northwest corner of the state, which is 2 hours away from the nearest freeway, like we are not
Whoa,
near in
you're in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, I grew up with something called Big Sky Water Slides. It's the biggest water park in Montana, which doesn't say much, but it's just always been here and was my childhood. It was my first job.
And still around?
Still around, dude. It's been around for like 50 years, which got me
Incredible.
thinking when I was there looking at all the old infrastructure. I think a water park needs to be the next opening of Final Destination.
Oh, Joe, that's brilliant, dude. That's
It
brilliant.
has to be.
We haven't had that.
Nope.
Dude,
And
what's okay? So let's think of the most terrifying thing, because this is the fun of those Final Destination movies. Is like
that's what I was doing.
you think of the scenario, you think of like the setting, and then you're like, okay, what is the most relatable, anxiety-inducing moments you can create from these scenarios?
I
And
mean,
I'm
you're going high
thinking,
speed down, dude.
oh yeah, dude, you could fly out of that like that video, the cop flying out of the slide like a rag doll, but you could like fly out into like someone's barbecue or something, and then they
Like Slaughter Park did the thing back in the day where it's like, oh, somebody put a blade in and you get chopped. Like
that's good too.
and that's the easy thing. But what if you're going down? See, these are segmented pieces of pipe. It's not one long pipe. You're going down, you can't stop, and you can't stop yourself. So
No.
you're gonna hit something.
There's nothing
But
to
what
hold
if-
on to.
What if there's a bait and switch where you're going down and you see that blade and you're like, no. And then like there's like a big boom or something explodes and it makes the connector pieces break. So
Yeah.
your pipe goes tink, and instead of hitting the
You
blade,
fly over the blade.
no, you get chopped in half by the pipe going
Oh, shit,
right
the
as you go
pipe.
through. Yeah.
See, that's another fun thing about the Final Destination movies is that, or at least this newest one, they set up all these little Rube Goldberg like things, and then
Yeah.
you're like, well, I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna do this and do that. But I love the bait and switch where you're like, oh, you think it's gonna happen, but this is the way it happens actually. Like the person like drinking, like you think they're gonna drink the piece of glass in the water, and you're like, that's a fucked up thing. But that plays on the anxiety of like, getting the audience to be like on the edge of their seats and squirming and shit. Dude,
The trampoline, boing,
oh my, yeah, the trampoline with the rake under it, and you're like, "Whoa, he's totally gonna fucking." But then they move the rake, and you're like, "Whoa, what shit?" But then that ends up being the reason why that happened. And so, okay, so I'm thinking, for me, one of the scary, another scary thing that could happen in a water park on a water slide would be getting stuck in one part that is like not easy to get to save you. And like the water level is like rising in there or something,
that's
good.
good.
And then you're like, no way out.
So this water slides has like a big community hot tub. It's probably like 10 times the size of a normal hot tub. 65 people can fit in it.
So it's 65% more piss in there.
Yes, 100%. That's how you keep a hot tub hot. But now imagine they do a throwback to that Final Destination scene where that guy's guts get sucked out through his ass in the pool.
Yeah.
You do a throwback to that. People are freaking out. They're like, oh, something hits the freaking jet generator that pushes the jets through.
Yeah.
And it reverses the polarity of it. And those jets start sucking. And like 5 people get sucked into the jet. And they're all
just getting sucked. Yeah. Dude, I love it. I love that. Well, and then also, glass, a lot of glass. Like I'm thinking some kid has a beer bottle. They've been drinking beer. They're like, you're not supposed to drink in here, buddy. He breaks the glass, and then all the glass pieces are in the tube, and then it's just littered with glass.
I can find a Steeler card for him.
Oh, that's fun. I like
Have
that.
a moment, Joe's having a moment.
All right. We're in the midst of garage sailing here, which I can talk about for days.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, we can talk about that. But
yeah,
dude, I'm thinking like broken bottle glass, like all like completely like just throughout the entire slide, and you're just sliding through broken glass pieces and shredding yourself through it, just like the razor blade thing, but add like 10 times the amount of them.
Dude, there's so much you could do. There's electricity. You could pair that with water at any moment. A lot of
Yeah.
these, in a lot of these water parks, this one specifically have a lot of extra things around it to attract people. So they've added go-karts, they've added mini golf, they've added, at one point when I was a kid, they had a bungee jump at the water slide.
Whoa.
They just had a big crane that you would go up and
Dude,
bungee jump.
you could do a million things with a bungee jump.
Some little
Horrible
kids
death.
like running with a corn dog. He trips, the corn dog flies, goes into somebody's mouth, but the stick goes right.
Or someone just has a gun. the guy pitching Final Destination deaths. It's like a sketch, like a they all have these really fun ideas, and then this one guy's just like, what if one guy just pulls out a gun and shoots the guy? Could you imagine? That'd be so scary. Like,
And then his dad has a heart attack because he just saw his son die in front of him. It was crazy.
and then we have to watch him call his mom and tell her that her husband died.
And then she dies from shock.
And then the phone becomes a gun. And then it,
I love that movie, Morph Gun. It's my
Morph
favorite
Gun.
movie. You don't know what's a gun. It could be
anything.
anything. There's this alien. He comes to Earth and he's a gun. He's a gun alien. But the thing about this gun alien is that he can turn into anything else. But the thing is, it's always a gun.
It's a commentary on, like, aliens visiting our war-torn planet. Our obsession with weapons and violence, and the alien is like, well, I'll become the thing that these people love the most, a gun.
So you're saying it's a commentary on guns too? No, just aliens. Just a commentary on aliens.
Yeah, the NRA actually gave us a bunch of money to make it.
Turns out, like,
Morph gun.
I think
The
Morph
tagline
Gun.
just like anything can be a gun. If you
So-
think hard enough.
Have you seen all? So I'm still very. I'm not even say I'm on the fence. I would say I'm mostly anti-AI taking over our creativity in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But there are some people doing some really cool things with it, like putting in the time on like VO3 and creating like long form viral videos.
Yeah,
of, like,
that just
fucked up
they cut
stories.
them all together, and it's like,
Yeah.
they're
Have you
making
seen,
real
like-
content out of it.
Like, have you seen the water bottle baby one?
Yeah, it's like a movie. It's a fucking
Yeah.
movie.
So people are doing fun stuff like that. There is a world where if I had time and energy and ambition, I would make Morph
you
Gun.
can make more of gun. Dude, that's a perfect AI use of AI. It makes them like Morph Gun. And I know, we're gonna get all these people breathing down our fucking necks and calling us assholes for some other reason, and this one that just so happens to be, even the mild support of AI. It's like you can't even talk about it. People jump down your fucking throat and go like, "You take your money out of artists' hands."
Well, for many, yeah, that's the case for sure.
Listen, I understand both sides for sure. But I also understand that as someone who has created art for decades now at this point, that there's always big, massive changes to the formats and the delivery methods and the creation method, the creative. It still requires creativity to like make it look good or make it work.
Yeah, I think
I
that
hate that it
people-
scrubs other people's art, though. I do.
Yeah.
I really hate it. But what do we do about it? Even if we stop
idiot.
talking about, even if we never talk about it, it will still be a thing. Like I read something in the news, or there was some article that said that we're at a point now where it's becoming nearly impossible to not use AI. Like AI is just integrated into stuff we just use now, whether we know it or not.
Oh yeah. Every company you're using it, whether or not it's creativity stuff, and creativity is the thing that, like, it's the most in your face, so it's the easiest thing to equate that it's taking something from the other side.
Yeah.
But on the back end, every company, and I'm not, like I'm saying, this is not something I necessarily support, but they're using it for efficiency reasons, and they're
Right.
using it for data mining reasons. And there's a lot of cool things you can do with it that I've seen. But what sucks at the end of the day is that it's taking jobs from creativity to data
For sure,
analysts
for sure.
to, like, so it's
It
gonna
fucking
be
sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
But so
Yep.
does all this other technology that eliminated all these jobs and shit. That sucks too. And you know what else sucks? The idea of never seeing Morph Gun.
I know. but now we will.
Now we will and can and will see more good. Dude, speaking of movies, if we're gonna talk about movies just a little bit, if that's okay, if you want to talk about movies just a little bit.
Let's talk about movies a little bit.
So because I went to the Queen Mary, we the tour we took was the Hollywood, like how has Hollywood what's the involvement of Hollywood with the Queen Mary? Like
how have they used it? How have
they shot stuff there, which celebrities were there, like, and kind of beyond like celebrities.
Which one is secretly living within the bowels of the ship right now? Spoiler, Casey Affleck.
Casey Affleck is in there crawling around in the walls, and he's stealing sandwiches off of the room service carts.
He's stealing $22 sandwiches.
Dude, I guess it's on me that I didn't expect it, but it's not like a huge tourist spot. I mean, it's mostly a tourist spot, the Queen Mary, but it's not like drawing a lot of people. Like, it's actually like kind of struggling as a landmark.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
which is crazy because it's on the sea. Like, why even try to be a landmark? Be a sea mark. You know what I'm saying? Be a sea mark.
Maybe that's all they need to start making more money, to be a sea mark. But
the world's #1 and only sea mark.
But we were like thirsty, and we went to the little gift shop or whatever, and it was like fucking $15 for like 2 bottles of water. Like, $9 for 2 bottles of water. And I'm like, God damn it. Okay, well, you can't escape that when you go to like a tourist kind of spot. And whatever, they're trying to make their money back, and they're not making much money. And then the tour guide was like, I just want to like seriously thank you guys for taking the tour, because you're supporting the ship, and he's like, and I've worked here for like 17 years or whatever, and I absolutely adore being a tour guide here, and I love it. And the only way this thing survives is people come to see it.
That's good human interaction stuff right there. I like that.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. And dude, I genuinely had like a fucking great time. Like, I really did. Like, even if you don't give a shit, like, I've never set foot on a big giant boat. Like, ever. I've never been on a yacht. I've never been on a cruise. I just don't really like, I don't love it. I don't love the whole like being on the ocean thing.
You're not a big boat boy.
I'm not a big boat boy. I'm not BBB. But anyway, so they were talking about all these movies and shit they shot there, and of course the guy, it was so funny because I'm like, we're taking the Hollywood tour of the Queen Mary. This guy's gonna be like, some like actor, like an act out of like he's an actor that's like a tour guide. You get a lot of that in LA. And he instantly was like, and they filmed stuff like Being the Ricardos, and Leonardo DiCaprio was in here filming stuff for this, and big movies. And then they were like, and Reno 911 shot some stuff in here, and I was in it. And he just kept, and then he kept like bringing it up. He kept going like. And in here we did, and also I was in a scene with I saw Pink performing over here in a scene for some, I don't know what shit he was talking about, but he just kept like doing the whole actor thing where it's like, and I was in this, and he just kept bringing up.
And if you open up this little hatch over here, and I have the only key, you'll see a surprise. And we got to do it slow because it's old. And what is this? What has been hidden in this hatch? Behind this hatch? My resume.
He just hands it out too. Here's my headshot. Yeah. But anyway, despite all that funny shit, he was actually a pretty good tour guide, actually. And I do recommend going. Like I said, I thought it was fucking incredible. But at one point there was they have like these paintings, these big these blown up like black and white photos of stars that have been on the ship that they just like framed up on the walls,
like every gas station and donut shop in LA.
Yeah, exactly. Like, one time fucking Sylvester Stallone came in to do some driving.
That's me and George Lopez. He gets donuts here.
Yeah, remember Big Pussy from The Sopranos? He came in here and bought a candy bar. But anyway, there was a poster for Joe. Have you ever I know you've heard of it, but have you ever seen the Poseidon Adventure?
The old one or the new
Yeah,
one?
the old
The
one
old one with
with Gene
Dreyfus, with
Hackman.
Richard Dreyfus.
No, Hackman, Gene Hackman.
No, Dreyfus is in the new one, I think. Hold on.
Really? Shit, now I want to know. Give it to me, Joe. What do you got?
Hold
Do
on,
some
hold on.
research.
Richard Dreyfus, Poseidon Adventure, 2006 film. He was in 2000. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Wait,
sorry.
is
I'm so
it
sorry.
so? Wait, because
He was in Poseidon.
the Poseidon Adventure is loosely based off of something that actually happened to the Queen Mary, and because of the way that it's built, it like would kind of like teeter on the ocean a lot. Like, and they used to call it like
Mhm.
this. Fuck, I forgot what they call it, like the swing Mary or something like that, because it would swing back and forth.
Just sounds like hell.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess at one point there was this big wave, and the whole thing like went all the way over, nearly capsizing. And people who were on the ship say that they could like they were like right, the ocean was like right here. They were on the
Ugh.
edge of the boat, and it just teetered all the way over that it almost capsized. And so someone thought of a fun idea for like, what if a cruise ship totally did capsize with a bunch of
Yeah.
people on it, like a luxury thing, and that's what the Poseidon Adventure is. So
So,
yeah,
just quick tangent to fucking clean up my mistake. Poseidon, I think, is the remake of it, and it came out in 2006 during that big like, oh, there's just a bunch of destruction movies coming
yeah,
out era.
the
But listen to
destruction
this.
boom.
Listen to this cast real quick, dude.
Okay.
We got Richard Dreyfuss. We
Mm.
got Richard Dreyfuss. We got Kurt Russell,
Whoa,
Emmy Rossum, Josh Lucas,
whoa,
Kevin Dillon,
hey,
and
the lesser villain.
Fergie.
What? What? I mean,
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense. The original one had like a whole motley crew of different types of people, like Ernest Borgnine's in it, and like
that's very funny.
fucking Gene
Andre
Hackman.
Brower was in this one as well. R.I.P. That he was the captain from Brooklyn 999
Dude,
Brooklyn 999
we
999.
love 99. We love the captain from 99.
He's
Andre
so good.
Power.
Also from Duets.
Such a great guy. He's so good in 99 also. Like that, what an iconic character. But dude, guess who the fucking captain is in the original Poseidon Adventure, which actually came out in 19
Am I supposed to Google while you do
The
this?
air is coming out. I want to say
19
72.
72. 72.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So guess who the fucking captain is, dude?
So if it's
crazy.
not Gene Hackman, who is it?
It's Leslie Nielsen.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy? In a completely serious role. And
That's cool.
You know, he's playing a serious captain, and it's really wild. But the movie is like, you know, it's kind of bad, but
it's good.
You know, it's just Gene Hackman and Ernest Borgnine like yelling at each other, like top of their lungs yelling at each other. Well, if we go that way, we're done for. Like shit like that, you know. Like, but it's crazy because it's like a VIP cruise liner cruise ship that completely capsizes like upside down in the water, and so people fall and like die and it's like treacherous and shit. And it's like they're literally underwater and they're trying to climb to the top to like somehow be rescued or something. And it's like fucking crazy. But the craziest thing about it is called the Poseidon Adventure.
Like it's a ride.
Like it's a
Disney
fun
World.
time. But it's like really fucked up and sad.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm pretty sure it's not
a
not a great ending if I remember correctly.
It's an okay ending. Like like bittersweet. It's a bittersweet ending, but I just couldn't believe how like fucking like it's supposed to be like a fun adventure, but everyone's just like it's like a horrible nightmare.
You know what that turned into? I guarantee this happened a bunch. Because how many times in your life did your parents or have you known people that were just like, we're just going to go to a movie and they don't really know what's out. They just read what's on the marquee.
They look.
Yeah, look like, oh yeah, Poseidon Adventure, kids. This looks fun. It's on a boat,
and we got that cruise coming up with the whole family.
So then you walk in, you get your tickets. The 15-year-old isn't asking if you're okay bringing your kids to a rated R movie because you're the parent and you're just bringing them in. So they're just like ushering you in anyways.
Right. They're not going to say anything.
And then the kids are scarred for life. No more boats.
Dude, truly. Like, It's actually kind of funny. Like as I was watching it, I was like, because Gene Hackman was in Royal Tannenbaums,
Mhm.
and I love Wes Anderson, and for some reason I was like, could this movie be cut into like a funny like Wes Anderson style trailer? And there's some moments in it that kind of made me feel like you could. Like there was some
Oh,
moment where Gene Hackman goes ahead of his little team to make sure everything's safe. He's like looking for like a way out. And he's like, well, everyone wait here for a minute and I'll go look. And he goes and looks and everyone's like, what are we gonna do? And they're all scared and shit. And then Gene Hackman comes back and he goes, okay, we're all gonna come through here and it's gonna be okay. And he turns around and he goes, he goes, also, there's a lot of dead bodies around. And then he turns around and he just like there's a kid with them. There's like these like there there's like
there's just a lot of dead bodies. Close your
young
eyes. Just close
ladies.
your eyes.
He doesn't even say close your eyes. He's just like there's a lot of dead bodies in there.
Exit stage left. Go.
Yeah, and I'm like, I could cut that with some Rolling Stones song, and that could be like a total Wes Anderson. Like, all right, everybody, let's go. By the way, there's a lot of dead bodies in there.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. That turn. Block. Turn. Block.
Exactly. And you haven't seen Phoenician
Phoenician cream. Phoenician cream.
Dude, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Phoenician scheme.
Is it Phoenician?
I think so. Right.
Phoenician.
Phoenician scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
you
I haven't, but
seen
I'm
it?
excited to see it.
It's on VOD, I believe.
I do believe I love a Benicio del Toro in a weird role. It's always nice.
Dude,
It's always
also
good.
Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston. Tom Hanks in a fucking Wes Anderson. Can you believe it?
Again. It's his second, correct?
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was in Asteroid City.
Where's my morph gun? Yeah, shit, I guess you're right. Motherfuck.
I didn't see Asteroid City. I need to see that too.
Dude, I understand there's a lot of people look, contrarian like people being contrarians and people that are movie critics are like, oh, the Wes Anderson style has had its day and we're done with it.
Oh, people's a no bueno on it? No,
People are
no
just
bueno?
like, I'm kind of done with Wes Anderson. All his movies are the same and it's not magical anymore. And blah,
That's a
blah,
dumb
blah.
take. That's a dumb
It's
take.
a very dumb take.
That's a dumb take. He's the only one doing it. Also, oh gosh, Tarantino does Tarantino movies all the time. I don't like that.
I
He's always
hate
doing.
it. Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up, you dumb idiot, and go watch Morph Gun.
Oh, good.
I bet you're a Morph Gun fan.
Dude,
You like high art.
if Michael Bay is doing a Skibbity toilet movie, we could probably convince Tarantino to do Morph Gun. Which is just Reservoir Dogs, but we were trying to guess which one's the Morph Gun.
What's the big finale to Morph Gun? Is that there's like another the military's the U.S. government's been working on their own Morph Gun,
Yeah.
and there's
Somebody
a big Morph
finally
Gun
figures it
kaiju
out.
battle.
They've tried everything to defeat Morph Gun, but then finally what happens is they see that like Morph Gun is somebody that was in their group the whole time and he's about to morph in and shoot them.
Or it's
But
like
somebody picks up some debris off of the ground and they shove it into the mouth of the person that Morph Gun has morphed into as he's morphing back into the gun. So they jam the barrel by shoving it into the mouth of the human version of Morph Gun right as he's turning in, and then he shoots and he blows himself
and
up.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And honestly, not only is that pretty good, that's also cheaper than the version I'm thinking, which is just big kaiju guns fighting each other in a city, like knocking out. Like you just see a big giant gun, like.
You know what I just realized all we've done is pitch the thing, but the alien is a gun.
Yeah, exactly. The guy's like he puts his hand up with the phone or whatever, and he's like, "Yeah, of course." And he puts the phone down, and then the hand comes back up, and the hand morphed into a gun. And you're like, "Oh, he's a morph gun. He's been the morph." All right.
We're gonna have to. I'm gonna AI the. I'm gonna AI the. Sorry guys, I'm gonna AI it, but I'm gonna AI
just do
the
a trailer.
poster. I'm gonna AI the poster for Morph Gun first.
Yeah, do a poster.
That's what people don't realize though. With I've played with it enough to where I just get frustrated and walk away. It's very imperfect. And if you ever want something to be exactly what you say, it takes time. It takes a lot of time and prompting and reprompting and starting over. It's an annoying nightmare because you go into it thinking I'm already entitled. We're already entitled with it. You go in thinking like I'm gonna go get the exact thing that I want. And it's gonna be really easy, and then you don't get it, and you're like, it's dumb.
Listen, Joe, you can say whatever you want about AI, but as long as you end it by saying I fucking hate it and I wish it would go away, and then
Yeah, I do.
we'll leave you alone.
I fucking hate it, and I wish it would go away. But I think that also about phones,
Oh
social
yeah,
media.
dude, so much shit. The internet, just fucking, dude. I remember a time before the internet, and there was a long time where humans survived without the internet, and it worked.
We allegedly.
I wish we could get rid of
Maybe.
microplastics. I wish we could get rid of tobacco.
That very specific sect of people that you talk about all the time, but you don't want people to know that you actually like hate, but
I
you're
want
not
them
allowed
to
to.
go. I want that to go away.
And when social media goes away, you can actually say all those people that you hate, so you don't get canceled.
That's right. You can remain locked away in your bubble. You truly and be left alone. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we were gonna make this kind of a quick one because Joe, I know you're out there in Montana taking care of
Dude,
family stuff. And
we're
you're doing
garage
it.
sailing today. We're garage sailing. It's been the little bits of nightmares. If I'm being honest, just like I've spent the last 3 weeks cleaning out my dad's place and making it every room livable and clean, and
It
just to
must be
gear up,
done.
just gearing up to this garage sale. And I've done the Facebook marketplaces, I've done the Craigslist, I've put 20 signs up around town.
Wow, really? How do you think there's interest?
We get rained out yesterday.
Oh no, no,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, but
Oh,
now it's blue skies today. Hopefully it works. We got some cool collectibles and memorabilia.
so what's going on right now?
Yeah, we've got two. You like 10 years ago, you'd be interested in this, Steve. 15 years ago.
There's
But
probably
my
so much
dad,
bullshit.
my dad's a comic book collector and like toy collector and memorabilia collector. And one of the things that he did grab back in the day was old stands, like display stands from stores.
Yeah.
So like when Star Wars Episode 3 and things like that came out, he'd go to the store and be like, "Can I take those when you're done?" So we've got two gigantic Darth Vader and Yoda Pepsi
Dude.
Episode 3 display stands that are going up.
Wait, but did you not try putting those on like eBay or anything like that, or?
We got to remember the
It's a lot of
variables
shit.
of who we're dealing with, which is old man. And
Mm.
once I leave, you gotta ship that shit
It's
out.
just- yeah.
There's a lot of steps with eBay, but like this, I cleaned his room up. That's kind of where I'm at currently. And what he did is that we made a little corner for him to still work on his comic books and stuff. And he ripped up some of the other display stands and he made this little corner for himself.
Oh, that's awesome.
great?
Cool.
Isn't that
Wait, what's
great?
up at the top? What's above Superman and what's
What-
above Superman?
What's
Oh, Indiana
up?
Jones! Bam, ba-da-da!
Rogue One.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Well, Joe, listen, Godspeed to you guys out there. And if I'm getting a ticket, I'm flying out there. I can help you guys.
Come get it, dude.
I can
Come
haggle
get
with
it.
you guys. I can tell these
We've
guys,
got-
listen, you know what this is worth. You know,
we've got a 19. It's either 1911 or 1927. She's still figuring it out. Singer sewing machine. Oh, it's like 100 years
oh
old.
shit, dude.
Antique. But here, okay. Now I'm gonna give you one. Before I go, one hot tip for y'all. Where AI has been very convenient in regards to garage selling. Whenever you try to sell your shit, you go, "What's it worth?" I don't know. I really don't know. ChatGPT has been amazing of going,
No shit.
I've got this thing. How much is it worth? Okay, if I was to sell it at a yard sale, how much should I charge? And it just breaks down all the information on the internet, gives you suggestions. If you put a picture of something that you have into it and ask what it is and how much it's worth, it'll fucking match it for you. It's been
But
kind of
that's very
super convenient.
helpful to you, dude. And listen,
Yeah.
before everybody jumps down Joe's throat, he's a busy man and he's got family to take care of and he's doing all this shit and he's working hard. And listen, it's not a bad thing to ask for a little help sometimes, and especially if it's from a soulless robot nightmare that
Look,
exists in some imaginary space that we can't fathom as humans.
taking data and data digging. I think
Talk
that's
about
the
daddy. My dad.
data,
Taking
daddy
your
data.
Your dad.
Taking data from the internet and dumbing it down and giving me a little insight on it. I think that's the most proper way to use it.
Yeah.
Using it to, replace an artist or a musician, I'm not as big of a fan. But
Agreed.
let me do this.
And we also fucking hate it and wish it would go away. What the fuck is that? What are you doing there?
I'm doing drugs.
Just right in front of your dad. Right in front of your dad, you're doing meth.
You guys ever suck your own air?
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.